Let's talk about the other final played across the weekend, and this is the more recent one with Brisbane.
Brisbane Lions kicked 8 goals to 4 in this third quarter. Charlie Cameron kicked a couple in quick succession, and Joe Danaher was very good in this quarter. 8 goals to 4 though. I thought Port Adelaide started this third quarter quite well, and they were right in this game, but their fumbling allowed Brisbane to kick 5 of the 8 goals. So if they don't fumble last night and miss tackles were just as bad as the fumbles, then I reckon they're right in this game at three-quarter time. But Brisbane took their opportunities from the mistakes that Port Adelaide made. They got themselves out the back, and I'm not sure what Eric was doing here, but he ended up kicking the goal for Eric, but that's what he does, and the forward line stood up last night.
Yeah, I thought it was men against boys sort of stuff last night, Brownie. 13 goals, they kicked from stoppage, Brisbane, and that had been Port Adelaide's strength. But what also hurt Port Adelaide early was these misses. I mean, Todd Marshall is usually an excellent set shot for goal.
The best set shot.
This is the thing about finals. Some players can cope with it, others can't, and you could see almost the blood draining out of their face when they're missing this. That's Lysett from 30 metres out directly in front. That's Powell-Pepper missing. This doesn't probably happen in a home and away game. Finlayson, traditionally a good set shot for goal, has missed that not by a small margin, but by 10 metres. So they weren't able to cope with that pressure in front of goal. Lordo, this is your big thing, but the routine deserted them, and to miss by that far in a big game like that is a real concern.
Yeah, on the road too. So that Marshall one, the last one, would have put them in front. So that'd be the positive for Ken Hinkley, saying we didn't play our best, but look at all the shots we missed, and we can nail those at Adelaide Oval this week.
A couple of small positives for Port Adelaide. Ollie Lord kicking 4 goals in his first final was a terrific result, and Willem Drew's performance on Lachie Neale, who has haunted Port Adelaide for so many years, was great. But I guess you're Brisbane, you go, well, our best midfielder didn't have a huge influence and was well beaten. We still kicked 13 goals from stoppage. Thought McCluggage was enormous. 9 clearances, 12 score involvements. Him and Rayner did maximum damage. They just get you in multiple ways, Brisbane, and they're in a really good position to progress through to a grand final.
How worried are you then about, what is it, Wines and Boak and these? I know Boak was the sub, but can they turn this around?
Well, if Horn Francis, Rosie and Butters don't fire, then that's all they've really got at the moment, and they're a bit banged up. We'll get to their injuries, Damo, but they look a bit wounded, and the Giants would feel like Port Adelaide are pretty vulnerable next week.
Yeah, they were sore again last night, and they didn't at all well do their subbing off. Now, Darcy Byrne-Jones has taken off at this stage of the third quarter, halfway through, and as that happened, Dylan Williams then went down with that hamstring complaint, and then they would have loved that just a couple of seconds back because the paperwork had gone in. Then Trent McKenzie, now he's been banged up all year with knees and ankles and feet problems, and he thought his season was over by the way he reacted to this. The mouthguard comes out and it's tossed away. He did come back on, but he is so sore and was clearly underdone even prior to going into this match. So a lot of issues there. You've been worried about their backline all year, and the ruck as well.
Well, the ruck and the backline are a big issue. It was before the start of the year, and one injury was going to hurt them. So Scott Lysett competed well, but they have big holes in their list and ones that have sort of come in an ugly way on the biggest stage.
Did I hear you say last night you think Grundy will go to Sydney?
Yes.
Not Port Adelaide.
Yeah, and they're into him, Port Adelaide, but I think that's the right call for Grundy. I feel like the home in Sydney, away from Melbourne, and away from a footy state and the spotlight like Adelaide would be a good move.
I still think it's line ball, Lordy, as to which one he chooses. Yeah.
All right, Collingwood slipped through to the preliminary final, and before we take a look at this game, I think